gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the AfroMattt Show. This is episode 207. If this is your first time listening, well, thank you. If you just randomly clicked on this video, you might be confused. You're thinking to yourself, who is this dirty man sitting in a dirty room? This is a comedy, news, entertainment, education, conspiracy program, podcast, listening experience, auditory hallucination. This is definitely an audio hallucination. And if you're returning, thank you again for coming back and trusting me with a simple hour of your week. A simple hour. There's 24 of them in a day, and there's a lot of them in a week. So a 1 hour of your time. I greatly appreciate it. And I'm glad to fill your busy work day because I know how it is. I work 9 to 5 behind a desk, and there is nothing I crave more at work than to fill another hour with an auditory hallucination. Just anything. I'll listen to white noise. I just need something because it's like I cannot listen to the radio that they're playing in the main office. It's just brutal. It's brutal. You got Katy Perry, you got Ed Sheeran, you've got Maroon 5 on repeat 24 hours a day. So I need a little bit of something, and I'm glad I can be a something for someone, whatever that means. But the intro song, that was Kanye West when he wasn't crazy. Well, I guess he's always been a little bit crazy, but when he wasn't a literal open Nazi, I guess. That was his song. What is it? On. Let me look it up. I just closed out of it. On Sight. That was On Sight by Kanye West. But I skipped to the part where he plays where he features the cool angelic singing voice. Speaking about Kanye West, I mean, we really do have to gently approach the giant elephant in the room, which is his newest song of the summer. I said it last time. This could be the song of the summer. He is going to release the song of the summer, and it is going to be brutal to play in your car. You won't be able to blast it in your car, and you will be forced to blast it in your car with how good it is, but it will be devastating to blast it. And I don't know if that's this song. I don't know if this is the song of the summer, but it is devastating to blast. So if you're, just imagine someone in their car right now. Turn this podcast full blast, roll down the windows in 3, 2, 1. Shit that I'm posting on Twitter, they telling me, hey, don't say that. How niggas can't see me in public, I'm driving an all-chrome Maybach. With all of the money and fame, I still can't get my kids back. With all of the money and fame, I still don't get to see my children. Niggas see my Twitter, but they don't see how I be. This is full-on schizo posting. He is schizo posting right now. Nigga, how Hitler? Nigga, how Hitler? They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. Nigga, how Hitler? This is wild. All my niggas Nazis, nigga, how Hitler? Nigga, how Hitler? Nigga, how Hitler? All my niggas Nazis, nigga, how Hitler? Yeah, so that is we are 1 minute into a 3-minute song, and I don't know how many times he says Heil Hitler, how many times he throws up the HH. But it is brutal. That is this. I mean, guys, I say it every time, but this might be where I draw the line. This might be where I draw the line supporting Kanye West. I say that, but it definitely is not the line. At this point, I think we've reached a point in the world where being openly racist will not get you canceled. Because Kanye West, I think he could literally say anything at this point and he could not be canceled. Which I don't know what timeline we slipped into or, what sort of world path we're on. But there are no there's no social consequences at all. If you are famous enough, you can say whatever you want. And I mean, that might be a good thing. That might be a bad thing. I'm kind of really. I mean, has he done anything? Like you can throw up as many HHs as you want, right? Just don't start like, no horsebacks, no. Also, the picture. I mean, the image for this song is a Klan's hood, which I think belongs to Kanye West. He posted a picture of his Klan outfit, like laid out, like he's going to school the next day, and he has an iced out swastika right on it. So, I mean, he hasn't hurt anyone though, right? It's all just like, kind of his swag right now. Like it's his swag. He's trying to like. He really found a niche where the market, the open social market was missing an insane right-wing openly public Nazi, black Nazi. It was missing. That was a hole that unfortunately that he saw that he could fill. So, I mean, he's a capitalist. He found a market and he slid right in there. And I don't know if this is part of his plan or if it's a legitimate psychotic break or a combination of both. Who said it couldn't be a combination of both? Who said during a psychotic break he didn't say to himself, "Hey, there's a market gap right here and I'm going to slide right in it. I'm going to become an insane I don't even know if he's a neo-Nazi. I think he might just be like an OG, like he's throwing up HHs, which is like, that's like OG. Honestly, I don't know what the difference. Can we ask Grok real quick what the difference between a neo-Nazi and a actual Nazi is? Let's pull up Grok. See what Grok has to say. Let's bring Grok into the conversation. All right, we got Grok in on it. Okay, so he's saying a Nazi refers to a member or supporter of the National Socialist German Workers' Party. It's interesting. The National Socialists. I didn't really know that they were... Are they like... I guess I know nothing about politics, by the way. I don't know... I thought socialists were like... So why did the socialists go for the Jewish people? And also, why is socialism now left-wing when Hitler was like right-wing fascist? Or is fascist like an umbrella? Like fascism is like a salt, like a seasoning that you can add to any party. So you can be like a right-wing fascist, or you can be like a left-wing fascist. Is that just like the seasoning? Like like all like everything bagel seasoning? Just add an everything bagel seasoning onto socialism. So there's socialism, and then you can be like fascist socialism. And then a neo-Nazi is a modern follower or group that actively subscribes or promotes Nazi ideology. So, so I think Kanye would fall into the real life neo-Nazi category, unfortunately. He is definitely he is promoting Nazi principles or contemporary context, white supremacist ideologies. Neo-Nazis may use Nazi symbols, rhetoric, and anti-Semitic or racist beliefs. Okay, so yeah, he's checking off all three of the boxes. He may use Nazi symbols. He has a fully iced out swastika. He uses the rhetoric. He made a song literally throwing up HHs. And and anti-Semitic or racist beliefs. Yeah, I think some of his tweets were definitely anti-Semitic, which is anti-Semitism is becoming, I mean, almost scary. I mean, I want to even start by saying this. I love Jewish people. Jewish people, I mean, I think that, blowing up schools, I hate school. If I was in school and not currently in the school, and I was a kid, I would want it blown up. I'm not saying let me let me backtrack here. Let me just rephrase what I'm saying is I love the work. I love Israel's work. Not their early work. I like their more recent stuff. Because killing people, killing innocent people in schools and hospitals is I don't know what to say to not get my channel somehow disturbed. Like my channel is 100% like on watch from some sort of like it's probably the Mossad or something. There is all I have to say is what is something Jewish that I could say right now? Shabbat Shalom. And if I give a side profile, I think I'll pass. Unfortunately, if they ever start rounding Jewish people up, I'm not even Jewish, but I am getting round up. And I just have to accept that. That's what it is. Maybe I could shave my head, but I do not think I will. I would have to get a nose job or something because I look extremely Jewish, like comedically Jewish sometimes. I almost look like 1940s propaganda Jewish. If I had like a yarmulke on or one of those big fuzzy hats, I put my hair up one time and I left the two curls and I looked at myself in the mirror and I'm like, this is ridiculous. I need a haircut. But yeah, just for the YouTube algorithm and not even just the YouTube algorithm, but putting stuff online publicly. If you are anti-Semitic in the slightest, everything is like bought and paid for by Israel, apparently. I mean, they can come to, like, if you're in college, they can, I guess, just come up and scoop you up. There was a video of, like, these college students doing, like, a pro-Palestine, whatever, sit-in. And the faculty came by and they said, yeah, you guys are cooked. They literally came by and said, you're cooked. Sorry, we can't do anything. You're cooked. You're going to get sent to some sort of, like, weird, I don't even know where they send them. They just put them in an unmarked van, scoop them up, and just send them away. And say, and send them with a Shabbat Shalom on the way out. I mean, are we going to get to the point where are we going to get to the point where, like, if you're against what Israel is doing to Palestine, you're going to have to wear a patch? Like, are they going to have to come by and say, what's your opinion on Israel bombing children in Gaza? Okay, put this patch on so we know that your opinion is wrong, is governmentally wrong. Is it going to get to the point where they start loading people that have ever said any pro-Palestinian, pro or anti-Israel rhetoric onto a train to a place where they do only labor, where only labor happens, right? Because there's nothing bad that happens at those camps. It will be a purely labored camp. And maybe that's why sometimes I catch myself doing things or thinking things and preparing for things that haven't happened yet, and I'll notice trends in my life where I start to prepare for something, like I'm saving up money and I don't know what I'm saving up money for, and then I buy a house. The perfect house comes up. And that's kind of like how life has been going for me. And recently I've been digging a lot of holes. I've been digging holes for trees. I've been digging holes for garden beds. I just dug out a pit for a fire pit. So I mean, maybe I am subconsciously preparing for my inevitable labor camp that I will be sent to for several cases of I mean, Jewish jokes. It's just a lot. There's just a lot that I mean. This this podcast may have been a bad idea. It's all right. Look, guys. I'm going on any train that starts up. I'm going on it. If it's a train for anti-Semitism or like being against Israel, I'm on that train. If somehow the tables turn and they start loading up Jewish people, I'm on that train. So trains are dangerous. I have to avoid trains. And actually, I am going on a train ride next week. So this completely unrelated, but it's sort of like a fun sort of like a observation train is what I was told. Okay. Yeah, I am going to. Guys, if there's not an episode next week, just assume I'm digging holes in some sort of like open. I just imagine like an open field. Kind of looks like the movie Holes. Just holes, just digging. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We just got to continue on. I mean, things have gotten bad. Things have gotten bad. There was Dave Portnoy. This cuck. I mean, this guy, I don't even know how this guy's famous. But recently he came out because he is Jewish. Dave Portnoy is the owner of Barstool Sports. And there is some, I'm going to call it Jewish magic that happened on this. I don't know how this is possible, but when he acquired Barstool Sports, he made it in the contract that if they ever go bankrupt, he can rebuy it for $1, something like that in the contract. So he left the company. He was actually forced to leave the company because of something that he said, or something that he did. I really don't know the whole situation. So he was forced to leave, and then they went bankrupt, and he bought the company for $1. So I don't know if that was it screams of insurance scam somehow, or like, maybe like it screams of some sort of trickery. It is like some sort of trickery that's beyond me. Maybe he's trying to avoid like, capital gains tax or something. I don't know what he's doing. It screams fraudulent activity. So, and I'm not trying to put that on Jewish people in general. I'm just saying that's on Dave Portnoy, which I'm kind of tempted to research what his real name is. Portnitsky maybe, or Portnerberg, something like that. Maybe. I mean, look, guys, we're joking, but I mean, are we? Let me look it up real quick. All right. Well, his last name is Portnoy, and that was a tasteless joke, but let's continue on. So I did find out the sexual assault allegations, and again, these are allegations. So apparently he engaged in violent and aggressive sexual encounters with 3 women that had been filmed, and he had filmed the women without their consent. He claimed that the sex was consensual. Portnoy called the article a hit piece, claiming that Business Insider tried to find evidence of wrongdoing by him approximately 8 months. In February 2022, more sexual assault and harassment claims by young women were published in a second Business Insider article. After these new allegations were made, announced a lawsuit against the publication. A federal judge dismissed the lawsuit, filed an appeal. Okay, so yeah, so I mean, allegations, again, allegedly. So there's no real, I mean, look, I respect the guy's hustle, but I don't respect what he's got going on here. So recently a guy in one of his bars in Philadelphia, so a bar in Philadelphia one of his bars, a Barstool Sports bar, which I didn't know they actually had like real bars. I thought their thing was just a bar stool, but Barstool Sports bar, is a guy had a sign that said "fuck the Jews," and everyone was partying and screaming and having fun and laughing at the sign. And Portnoy found out about this, and I mean, I'll just play the clip. He is having a little bit of a
emergency press conference time. So I'm getting ready to go to the Met Gala, and all of a sudden my phone, the last hour or two, my phone's fucking blowing up. Our bar in Philadelphia, Barstool Sampson Street, usually a great fucking bar. You know, bottle service, people buy drinks. You get a sign. There was a sign yesterday that said, "Fuck the Jews." I've been shaking. I've been so fucking mad for the last 2 hours. Like, I instantly got on. This is why the emergency press conference was late, because I was so over the top. It's like, I'm going to fucking make it my life fucking mission to ruin these people. Like, I'm coming to your throat. I'm never ending. And I just sat, and for the last 2 hours, I have been on the trail. Trust me, I've been on the trail. You think I'm going to put up with this shit at my bar? So I've been hunting down waitresses, the table who did it, and everything you can fucking name, because I want fucking consequences for fucking actions. So I'm not just sitting back like, oh, what are you going to know? Trust me, I have been on it.
So I read somewhere that so this was about a day ago, and today he said that he found the kids that did this, and he talked to them, and they were crying or whatever, and they're like, please don't send me away. And he said somewhere, I don't want to speak out of turn, but he said that he wants to send them to Auschwitz so that they can see how that sign could be offensive, which I don't know if you can send them to Auschwitz with a straight face, but I understand the sentiment of sending them there to have a solemn moment. It is kind of cool. It is nice to have a chill, free trip, but also I don't understand how you can just send someone. Like, you can't just send someone to Germany or where is Poland? I think Auschwitz is in Poland, but you can't just send someone. Like, you can't, like, I couldn't just come up to a random person and say, hey, I'm going to send you somewhere. But, I mean, maybe he has that sort of pull. Maybe he can actually traffic them to Auschwitz, which is a crazy thing to say. Traffic them to Auschwitz because they were Nazis. We're gonna fire up the get the engines roaring, but this time for Nazis. So, let me double check. Let me make sure he said he wants to send someone to Auschwitz. Okay, yeah. So here's his follow-up video.
Parents, shit like that. It's crazy. So, yeah, my initial reaction was like, I'm going to fucking burn these people to the ground. Their families.
Burn is maybe everything. Not a good
And
choice.
It's like, you know what? Maybe that's not the best course of action. Maybe I can use this as a teaching moment. And, like, before people just are like, fuck the Jews or any group and the hate, let's try to, like, turn a hideous incident into maybe a learning experience, as cliche and very unlike me. But I talked to both the culprits, who I know are super involved in it, talked to the families. I'm sending these kids to Auschwitz. They've agreed to go. That's, of course, the Holocaust concentration camps. Been in touch with the Crafts, who run the anti-hate group. We're going to send these kids to Auschwitz, and they're going to do a tour
rehabilitation
of the concentration camps in Germany.
Respect.
And hopefully learn something, and maybe, like, their lives aren't ruined and they think twice, and more importantly, other people, like, see.
How about we send, never mind. I mean, yes, okay, everyone knows the 1900s was a tough year. But, I mean, there's a lot of coincidences. I mean, there's a lot of noticing that has been happening. I will put it there. There's been noticing. I mean, recently they just shut down 4chan, And I think it's a huge coincidence that 4chan shuts down immediately after they shut down the funding for USAID. And then 4chan gets hacked, and apparently like 80% of the users were IP addresses from Israel. Interesting. Are you telling me 4chan was a honeypot operation this whole time? Thank God I've never even set foot. I think I opened it one time, and I didn't understand how to use it. It didn't look like Reddit. I didn't see tabs. I didn't know how to even search anything. So I left. I honestly, my friend showed me gore on it one time, and I was instantly not into it. So I think he showed me a video of I'm not even gonna explain it. I think it was one of those like beheading, but it wasn't a beheading. It was like I mean, it was bad. It was just one of those videos you watch, and then I'm like, I will never go there again. But apparently that was a massive honeypot by the Israelis. So I mean, look, maybe possibly, and all of this is alleged. And don't send me to Auschwitz, please. Oh God, please, no, don't send me there. But it is a crazy timeline that we're living in, because access to information is more readily available than it ever was. And you have to kind of realize with information is people are going to start doing their own research, watching some of their own questions, or watching some of their own documentaries, informing some of their own questions. Now, some of those questions may be considered anti-Semitic, but you don't have to start. I mean, of course, jumping to fuck the Jews is definitely not the move. The move is maybe I don't know what the move is. How about we all just hold hands and we sing what's that song that they sang? They did the black and white video during COVID. Imagine all the people. How about we all just hold hands? Imagine all the people. What is this? Oh yeah, it's this song. Yeah, this is a throwback. Dude, this COVID, thinking back to COVID is such a trip, because it's like I don't remember everything that happened, and it feels closer than it was, but I can't remember. It feels like I've been memory holed COVID, but all I remember is the trauma, like not being able to. They were filling in skate parks with sand. They filled skate parks with sand in California, and they put a fence up around the skate park where I skated during COVID. They put a fence around a skate park. Just COVID was a wild time. I mean, you had to wear your mask when you enter a restaurant, walk to your table, sit down, and then take it off to eat. I mean, full mental retardation. But this video is just such a throwback. It just encapsulates everything. But this is what we should all just be doing right now. We should all just, everyone, specifically celebrities, should just, get together and make another one of these videos. Imagine this video, but it's only Jewish people.
Easy if you try.
They get Kanye West to produce it.
No hell below us.
Above us only sky.
Imagine all the people.
There you go.
Living for today.
Sarah Silverstein.
Yeah.
Imagine there's no countries.
Oh, yeah,
It isn't
everyone.
hard to
Jimmy
do.
Fallon.
Nothing to kill or die for.
And no religion too. Imagine all the people.
This has to have been a ritual.
Living for today.
Does she
You
think that's
may say that I'm a dreamer.
this was a fever dream.
But I'm not the only one.
I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one.
25 celebrities sing Imagine.
possessions.
Pedro
I
Pascal.
wonder if you can. No need for greed
Will
and
Ferrell.
hunger.
Probably just got done eating a kid.
Brotherhood of man.
There's the Hulk.
Sharing all the world.
So humble.
You.
If you turn the camera
Did
around,
I
it's a
say
torture
that I'm a
chamber.
dreamer? But I'm not the only one.
I hope someday you'll join us. And the world
There she is.
will be as one.
Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot. I always forget, is Gal Gadot the one who's pro-Israel or the one who's staunchly against it? And really, I don't care. I don't really care about any of this. Well, I do care. I do think what Israel's doing is, like, not epic. Can I say that? Hey, you're going to put me on a train for saying what Israel's doing to Palestine is not epic? Hey, guys. Put me on a train for saying bombing civilians not epic. That's a train I'm willing to ride on. Is that the new saying of the summer? Instead of "that's a hill I'll die on," that's a train I'll ride on. It honestly rolls off the tongue just the same. Hey, that's a train I'll ride on. Guys, can we get that going? Guys, can we start using that casually? And when people say, "What do you mean?" And it's like, no, I mean, like, if they rounded up people, you have to kind of like stammer and explain yourself. No, I mean, like, well, if they ever got together and like got people and put people on a train to like a labor camp, I mean, that's a train I'm saying I would get on this train if it became illegal to say what I'm saying, and they're just looking at you, just like mouth slowly going wider with their hands slowly coming up to cover their mouth. I've had those moments before where you're starting to say something and everyone just starts like looking at you and you're like, yeah, I have to get through this sentence. Yeah, I have to, I'm committed. So, but yeah, that's a crazy fever dream. Oh man. Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot. I think she is because she was fighting with the girl, her and the girl from the Snow White movie. She played the Wicked Witch, and the girl with the cocaine addiction played the Snow White. They were having beef because I think the Snow White girl is somehow like maybe tangentially related to Palestine. And I think they had some sort of thing. So I think Gal Gadot is like big Israel head. So, but yeah, Dave Portnoy loading people up on the train, which is sending them to Auschwitz, which is not. It's just so funny listening to Dave Portnoy say, "Yeah, we're sending these kids to Auschwitz." Okay, so what are we talking about? What is the news today? The Kentucky Derby. Should we talk about the Kentucky Derby a little bit? I always find because I am a recovering gambling addict. I always like poking my head up when the Kentucky Derby comes around. I actually went to one of the last dog races, the last year of dog races in Florida. I attended the dog race. I was with my aunt, my aunt Michelle. We're a Catholic, Irish Catholic family. My Aunt Michelle, she got seriously drunk watching the dogs race, and then a dog came out, I think it was number 8 or something like that, and took a massive shit right in the center of the stadium, and she said, "That dog is shitting, you gotta bet on that one." And I said, "You're right, I'm going to bet." So I placed a pretty sizable bet. It was sizable for me back when I was like 17, was like probably $50, and I think I left with $250 because that dog won. It was, or I think he placed, I think is what it's called. But that was fun. So I mean, the Kentucky Derby. An interesting thing is there's like so everyone knows the horse Secretariat. Secretariat apparently ran the fastest time of all time in like 1973. But the interesting fact for this year, the 2025 Kentucky Derby every single horse is a descendant from Secretariat. Now imagine how valuable that jizz is. That Secretariat jizz must be so valuable. It makes me wonder, like, do you think that in the future, and this is already, I've already noticed this is kind of happening in sports, where we're in the generation where a lot of, because the NFL draft just happened, a lot of the people getting drafted that I hear the names of, they're like, yeah, his dad's great. His dad was a great player. Or, yeah, his, like his cousin plays, or both sons play. I feel like we're in the phase like where it's just going to be descendants and weird breeding programs. Like, I know it sounds weird, but it's just a thought that crossed my mind when I hear about, the Kentucky Derby and how every single one of these is a descendant of Secretariat. You know how crazy it's not even racing anymore. It's just whichever. It's just a family. It's like a it's a family reunion, really, for these horses, and they're just having a good time out there. But it's crazy. Secretariat was so good. His record still stands to this day. But he sired 660. Yeah, that's got to be some sort of 660 foals during his time. That's got to be some sort of like weird Masonic thing. Like you got horse 666 or something, or you got horse number 33, something like that. I mean, but it made me also think of that one gambling. There's a story on man, I think it's a movie, but it's like this group of, it's a town that bought a horse that, I think it's like this Scottish or Irish town of just like gambling degenerates. And they all pitch together and they're like, "Oh, what if we bought a horse?" Right? And they're all, they're Irish or Scottish or whatever. And they all together bought a horse. I think 200 it's like 23 people got together and they bought this horse. And I think the horse ended up winning, but the whole horse racing thing is just an interesting. I think that they're trying to make it go out of fashion. There's a lot of people that are like really against it because they think it hurts the horses. But I'm really like, horses. Horses have one job. You're really going to take away horses' last job? Horses have maybe two jobs. A horse's life is either you're good at racing or you're pulling a wagon for an Amish man, like an Amish horse and buggy. And you will die in a high-speed collision on the highway. It's just what happened. It's just what's going to happen to that horse. Unfortunately, if you're ever near or around rural Utah, horse and buggy accidents, they get crushed by like semi-trucks going 45. Buggies were not prepared. They don't have a crumple zone. They just explode into splinters. It's just wood. So, what are we talking about? Who won? Who won the Kentucky Derby? Because they always have cool names. Let's ask Grok. All right, Grok says a horse named Sovereignty won the 2025 Kentucky Derby with his jockey Junior Alvarado. Oh, they got a little Mexican guy up there. Junior up there. To ride the horse. Interesting. But yeah, so Sovereignty won. Congratulations to anyone who made money from that. This is an interesting sort of development. So, former U.S. Official, and her name is, what is her name? I just referenced her in the last podcast. She's the girl who coined the term pretzel talk. Something Austin Fitz. Carolyn Austin Fitz was a former U.S. Public official. She said that the U.S. government, she has come out and publicly said that the U.S. government has spent $21 trillion on an underground city for the rich to hide in the event of near extinction. So we got to break this up. First off, $21 trillion. The U.S. government is about $36 trillion in debt. So, I mean, $21 trillion is a retarded amount of money. I would have expected, like, you just said $20 billion. I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty big town. But $21 trillion is an infrastructure we can't even comprehend. We can't even wrap our heads around a $21 trillion underground city. That infrastructure. So she says that, it's a plan for the worst case scenario. The 74-year-old was once the United States Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development during the presidency. So her name was Carolyn Osta Fitz. Obviously, we talked about that. She claimed on Tucker Carlson's podcast that America has a $21 trillion unauthorized spending between 1998 and 2017. The underground city allegations have been made. Given the Army's $122 billion budget, that meant unsupported adjustments were 54 times spending authorized by Congress. So a lot of the money that's been disappearing has been going towards these underground bunkers. She had a great interview on War Mode, Patreon. Check that out. But it made me do a little bit of research. I mean, obviously, if you've ever played the game Fallout, not everyone makes it to the bunkers, guys. And not every bunker is the same. The fact that this is just now becoming public really blows my mind. It's the technology. She also said that the technology that they have down there is, like, the transportation system is way superior to what we have up here. I mean, we heard it just last episode. Our homie Mark Zuckerberg casually talking about having an underground rail, like an underground bunker / transportation system. Like, these people just have tunnels. These people love tunnels. And I don't want to bring it back to the whole Jewish thing, but they were literally living inside under the ground in New York. So, tunnels above ground, I can see it. I can kind of look at it. I know what's going on. Once we get subterranean, we're talking IRFs, underground military bases. URBs. Wait, what are they called? Underground military bases. I think that's what they're called. Underground yeah. Why was I thinking IRF? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah. Underground military bases exist and have been known to exist. I think in that book that I read, and I do reference this book a lot, so if you guys are into reading, check this book out. It is the it's this one. It's right here, ready for me to see. This is Behold a Pale Horse. He actually talks about an underground spot that they have at this building. It's like this giant, it's like a mountain that they have. Let me see if I can find it in here. Okay, I found it. Took a little digging, but he calls it Mount Weather, just outside the sleepy town called Plymouth, Virginia, about 46 miles west of Washington, D.C., is an area of wilderness covering what has been called the toughest granite rock in the eastern United States. The area is surrounded by signs marked restricted area, and the installation has been declared as a restricted area. Unauthorized entry is prohibited. Other signs state all persons and vehicles entering herein are liable to search. Photographing, making notes, drawings, maps, or graphic representations of this area or activities is prohibited. Such material found in the possession of unauthorized person will be confiscated. Internal Security Act of 1950. The installation is between the mountain, and its name is the Western Virginia Office of Controlled Conflict Operations. Its nickname is Mount Weather. It was ordered to be built by the Federal Civil Defense Administration, which is now the Federal Preparedness Agency. Mount Weather was designed in the early 1950s. So he goes on to so this has been a known thing for a long time. So it's a place where the government can go in the case where, and there's a whole, he says that there's like a whole nother group that is there ready to go if the government ever goes bad. And then they take control, state of emergency, full lockdown, FEMA gets engaged, the blue hats come out. It becomes a full-on fascist regime if there's ever some sort of like major issue. Really, I don't know what that issue would be. I imagine if enough people of color actually rose up and started marching anywhere, that's when they would lock down majorly. But it's just interesting, these tunnels, and it's getting harder and harder every day to look at this information and not think to yourself, maybe Pizzagate was onto something. Like, maybe we disregarded Pizzagate as insane a little too soon. I mean, the guy who shot up the Pizzagate thing got killed by a cop. It was like a suicide by cop, and he was the one dude, walked into Comet Pizza, or Pizza Ping Pong, I don't know what it was, Comet Ping Pong, walked in there, shot one bullet, and apparently the bullet hit a hard drive, which is interesting, and then left. And he said, "I'm looking for kids in cages," or something like that. And then he was arrested. He was recently killed. That guy was recently killed. So just lots of spooky stuff. Like, that type of stuff makes my skin crawl. I literally have goosebumps. Even talking about it, speaking it into existence will give it power. Like the demons. There are legit, I don't believe in demons, and I don't believe in, that type of stuff, but I do believe that these people are themselves demons. I don't believe a mythical, the Baba Booey or whatever, but I think that people can become possessed with something. I don't know what it is. Might just be autism. Might just be a severe, deeply disturbed form of autism. But the whole shit just freaks me out, and I don't like talking about it. But I say I don't like talking about it, but here's an interview.
Supplier like a vac.
This is that guy who I believe this is the guy that ran into the Trump Tower, shot a gun into the air, and said that he was being trafficked by Diddy. And no one seems to have brought this guy up, but this guy was on Diddy from day one. But this was a podcast that he had about a year ago with Michael Herrera, which is I thought a wrestler, but I don't know why he's on. Might be just doing his Joe Rogan thing. But this is him talking about
vacuum sealing thing that you would, because obviously I'm thinking it's drugs. I was like, okay, so this is a very advanced way to do that. Just years. He confirmed, he says, no. He's like, I don't want to leave Michael hanging out there, but I was not expecting to come and talk to you about this. I was trying to judge distance, you know what I mean? Because if you're having to engage, but lo and behold, we end up having a surprise right here happen with these guys. But that's how I know it was around 300 feet.
So he's talking about here about human trafficking. I don't really know when he starts really talking about it.
And like I said, it didn't change pitches of noise or anything. And it just completely shot off. I mean, it's just like a blur that went left. Didn't make a sonic boom.
Oh, here he's talking about the transportation system they had underground.
An octagon.
Yep.
Rotating clockwise with a drop ramp similar to maybe something you would see on the back of a C-130, C-17, but circular.
But circular and separate. There's no cables. There's
I don't know
no...
what he's talking about.
Bubs donates a portion of...
I was trying to judge distance, you know what I mean? Because if you're having to... Again, they were not on that platform. There was boxes and stuff that were on that platform. And so I'm assuming they either drove off on the other side or disappeared or wherever they went. I don't know. But all of a sudden, we noticed that this platform raises off the ground by itself. It doesn't make any noise, by the way. It doesn't disturb anything.
Yeah, so I'm going to link this. I'm not going to watch the whole thing, but this is the part where he's talking about the human trafficking, and he does reference... I haven't watched this at all, so, I mean, I'm sorry for fucking up the flow, but I'm going to link this below just so that we have so that you can. I'm gonna watch this by myself later, but so that you can watch it too, because I don't want to watch the whole thing. But he's talking about underground shit or human trafficking, stuff like that. Interesting stuff, but of course makes me freaked out. What do we have for time? We have time to go over the N-word lady. So this lady, her name is Sophia. What is her name? Sophia something. But she came out and said, and I'm sorry for laughing. I'm not supposed to do that. Let me find the original video. Here she is.
Nigger, the child? Did you call the child the nigger word? It is my own business. You call him a nigger? Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again? Fuck you, nigger. Okay. Nigger. All right, that's what you say.
Wow.
Nobody dig into your shit. That little kid, you call him a nigger?
Yeah, so lots of N-words being dropped, and I don't endorse any of those.
Little child?
By the way.
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child 5-year-old a nigger, the N-word. That's what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
You know, that's the hate speech. And you can be recorded for that.
So this whole thing, and this has come full circle. So this is going to tie up a lot of loose ends. So we had the stabbing incident that happened with the GoFundMes, and the GoFundMes were kind of battling back and forth. One of them raised like $600,000 for a kid, and then the other one raised like $500,000. So we're really decided as a culture if we support stabbing people. We're really undecided on that, but this woman has blown both of them out of the water. I believe she raised $1 million before they took her before it took her GoFundMe down. She raised $1 million for her safety. So everyone, this was sort of I think an explosion for the fact that that one black kid that stabbed the white kid. Guys, things are hot out there, and things are heating up. And I really think, before we go into this, I want to say, and guys, I might be wrong, but I think that this is a major psyop. I think the CIA, this was a plant. I don't think the lady actually said the N-word. I don't know. She does look pretty trashy, but, you know, they can find trashy ladies. They find trashy people to play. I mean, they found the guy to play. What's the thin guy from Breaking Bad? I mean, that guy, he's an actor, but if you saw him, you would think he's on meth or fent, whatever. So they can find people that look trashy. Not all actors are like Brad Pitt. So this is textbook 101. How to. Her name was Shiloh Hendricks, by the way. This was textbook 101 on how to divide people with so if you're a black person right now, you woke up and you realized that someone became a millionaire for saying the N-word, hard R, at someone, and that makes you, I mean, that's going to boil. That's like they're just setting it to boil. That's like when you put the frog in the pot and it just starts boiling. That is going to boil, and there's going to be some violent activity. My one thing to say about this, and if I have any person of color listening, please, this is a psyop. They are trying to make you mad. This woman didn't get 600. This lady didn't make $1 million. She didn't even touch that. The money's fake. It went to it was a slush fund or something. This is rage bait. This is full on rage bait. And people are going to come out of the closet and say she was right in what she was saying. No, that's not the thing. This is full on rage bait. This is a honeypot. I believe that this is a full on honeypot. I almost thought it about the stabbing at the at that high school rate. I thought that was almost a CIA kind of race baiting thing. But this seems like a major honeypot. This is like, we can find all the racists and we can rile up the black population. And Summers are known because the weather's nice, getting together, causing a little mischief. 2020 obviously was a tough year, tough summer, very hot, fiery summer. So I don't know if they're trying to spark something up like that. Let's hope not. Everyone, let's just keep our heads. Let's just keep our heads where they're at. Let's just look at this for what it is, a psyop. I doubt this woman got a single cent from this GoFundMe. Oh, wait. So it was Give, Send, Go. So that's where she was at. So let's see what she's raised so far on Give, Send, Go crowdfunding. Shiloh Hendricks. Shiloh Hendricks. Even her name sounds fake. Raises double the amount of money. Like, how much did she make? This so this was from 1 day ago. It has raised $700,000, something like that. And that was a day ago. So I don't know how much she made. They may have pulled it down. Let's see. So they're saying that she's MAGA. And so the whole thing that she said that she needs the money for protection because she doesn't feel safe anymore, aka she wants to move to a better neighborhood. This is rage bait. Do not fall for this obvious psyop. This is more obvious than dropping bricks off at like a BLM rally. Do not touch the bricks. Do not touch the bricks. Don't touch this. Do not touch this with a 30-foot pole. She's literally dropping N-word hard R in a park. Is this park a state? This might be a set. Does anyone know? We need to get that guy Rainbolt who does like the find out the location. We need to find out if this is an actual place in the world. Someone tag Rainbolt and see if this is a real place. Because I do not think that this is real. I think that this is a set. This lady's an actor. This guy's holding his phone and said, "Did you just call that little boy an N-word?" Who would call a little boy an N-word? That is crazy. Legitimately crazy. And then she's like, "Na boo boo," but with N-words. Are you serious? And then the guy's like, he's like, chill. He's like, you realize that's a hate speech, right? That's what you would if. That's not what I would say if someone said the N-word. I would say, "Hey, buddy, what's up?" What if I was black? I think I would confront them physically. But yeah, don't fall for it, guys. That is textbook 101 rage bait. Don't get baited. And if you start hearing people talk about it, just say, "Yeah, that's fake. 100% fake. She's not real. She's actually fake." All right, let's continue with this. Let's go on to TikTok time, and then we'll close it out.
Friend and I are about to meet my husband's girl.
So let's run that back. So I'm not going to play this whole video, but just the intro to this really, blows my mind. She says, "My boyfriend and I are about to meet my husband's girlfriend." It's a tongue twister.
My boyfriend and I are about to meet my husband's girlfriend. And we thought that the Uncle Kracker concert
at the Uncle
currently
Kracker
in Florida would be the perfect occasion for all of us to meet up for the first time. We're so excited, aren't we, babe?
So excited.
So excited. No, but I am a little jealous because I'm like, at the end of the day, what are you doing with my husband? She could be anywhere. I could be making eye contact with her right now. I know it sounds like different, but
yeah, I don't know what's wrong. We are a severely troubled nation. We are a severely troubled nation where right now this woman is meeting her boyfriend's husband's girl. Let's run that back one more time.
My boyfriend and I are about to meet my husband's girlfriend.
What?
My boyfriend and I are about to meet my husband's girlfriend.
Okay, wait. Oh my God. Okay, so she's with her boyfriend, and she's about to meet her husband's girlfriend. So they are in an open quadrilateral situation where they are married and they both have significant others that aren't each other. So this is bad. So, guys, I don't think I have to. Guys, I don't want to be some sort of like trad chad. I want to be. This is like maybe this is coming from the alt-right pipeline, but I don't think that this is a healthy relationship. Maybe we don't go back to like full traditional values, like making milk in the kitchen and like churning butter. But I mean, let's not do the my boyfriend's girlfriend, my husband's cuck. You know, let's not. Too many branches. It's a web we do not need. We don't need webs. Two people is fine. And honestly, at this point, I'll settle for two people of the same gender. As long as it's two. This is where it's at. It's like two people. Let's just chill, guys. Let's just chill. We don't need to start expanding the situations. Like, just look at the anxiety it brings you.
25.
Back like most
Looking
of
for
us.
her.
Some of us are deflaring to put the names on. You're going to see
She could be.
Dan can literally almost nose dive the airplane.
And thank God she's ugly. Just kidding. She's beautiful.
Yeah, she's gonna cry. She's gonna go home and cry, and then both boyfriends are gonna have to deal with that shit, which sucks. Also, I don't know why, as a man, you would ever want two women in your life. That seems like dude, imagine the dialogue skips that you'd have to hit. Yep. Wow, interesting. Wow, crazy, cool. Wow, just spamming all the voice lines. Wow, crazy. She did what? No way. Wow, crazy. Cool. What? No way. She did what? No. What? Are you crazy? No. No, she did not. You know, just spamming through all the voice lines possible. For two women, you're crazy. You're crazy. As a man, I don't understand how that's... God, that stresses me out just thinking about it. Two things. Let's see, what is this? So this is blue rain. So in Texas right now, it is raining.
Hey, we're
blue.
camping in this beautiful state park in Texas, and it's been raining, and the water that's coming out of the sky is blue. And it's not this tarp, because it's happening on this tarp too. Look at that.
It's collecting blue.
This is crazy. Are they chemtrailing us in Texas?
Are they chemtrailing you? Yes, you are being chemtrailed. I remember as a kid, my dad was talking about chemtrails. And I mean, first off, I believed him. I always believed. But people would actively deny that chemtrails were real.
Hey, is blue.
And we are now to a point when water falling from the sky is dyed blue like you're at a golf course. This is like golf course water, neon blue. It's violently blue. And I saw some people in the comments. I mean, how crazy in the comments. They're like, it's actually hydrogen chloride. It's actually hydrogen mixing with the oxidified sulfates, and it changes the coloration to blue. How much of a fed do you have to be to start defending? Actually, chemtrails aren't real. It's the oxidation of sulfates in the water that changes the coloration to blue. How much of a cuck do you have to be to do that? Even if it's true, say that is true. I don't know if it's true or not. How much of a cuck do you have to be to actually type that out and say, oh yeah, no, chemtrails are actually not real? Chemtrails are real. Maybe the sulfates is true, but the rain is blue. You can't deny the rain is blue, which is not natural. That ain't natural. I actually read somewhere, let me see if I can find it, that so Texas currently operates seven major cloud seeding programs across millions of acres. So this is something that's open and reported, all licensed under Texas Weather Modification Act of 1967. What world are we living in where that is a sentence I say and that's just normal? Weather Modification Act of 1967. Remember when it was like a meme that people could control the weather? I mean, it's literally happening. You can control the weather. They have weather machines. Actually, at this point, if you hear a conspiracy, your first reaction should be, that's true, and then it should be the opposite of the Constitution. Innocent until proven guilty? No. The government is guilty until proven innocent at this point. That's how I view them. They need to be held to a different standard. Humans, people, innocent until proven guilty. Major governments, guilty until proven innocent. Call me crazy. So the 7 programs are the Panhandle Rainfall Programs, covers 4 million acres. South Texas program, 10 counties. The Trans-Pecos program covers 4.5 million acres. The Rolling Plains, the Sandy Land, the West Texas, and the Southwest programs all modify clouds across the state. Weather modification isn't a conspiracy, it's documented policy in Texas, and now strange colored rain is falling. This is real. This is happening. So, I mean, say what you will about anything, but you are actively, and God forbid, what is that rain doing to the ground? And what is that doing to the plants that grow? Like blue rain? Now you have blue rain just chilling inside of all the shit that you eat. God. We need RFK to figure out how to fix this. We need the blue rain. The blue rain is killing the kids. It's giving them retardation. So let's go on to the next TikTok. This is so it's actually a crazy clip. This is so in England, they're called zombie knives are banned. Actually, all knives are banned. You have to be over 18, and you have to show ID in order to buy a knife, even a kitchen knife. I mean, things are severely fucked in England and Europe in general, let's be honest. But the exception, apparently, in England, I didn't just check this at all, but who cares, because it's funny, is if you're a Muslim, then you can carry a sword. So these people are carrying like katanas. These are like anime. I mean, this guy has 3 katanas and he's just carrying it posted up. It's going to be like, what's that movie Kill Bill where everyone settles business with katanas? And honestly, that sounds sick as fuck. Like, I want a katana gang movie now, set in England now, yesterday. Like The Sinners, where it's like just cool black guys, but swords. Like Django Unchained meets Kill Bill. Sword fights. Anime, and like black anime guy who's into like Dragon Ball Z and like powers up, but also is mean with the sword. But here they are just posted up.
I see it, I want it, I click it. Nuts in the
this guy's got 4 swords.
And
they're ready for action. And they are ready for action. I mean, I'm not going to lie. A katana looks way cooler than a gun. A katana on your hip looks cool. Don't, quote me on that shit. Quote me on it. I don't care. All right, we'll watch 2 more TikToks. We'll watch this lady.
And I have a warning.
This lady's talking about, it's like the fake internet theory or the dead internet theory. This lady's talking about, she's an actor and she auditioned to play a fake person on TikTok. So she's talking about her experience.
For those who believe everything you see on TikTok. There are companies literally auditioning and hiring actors to portray lives on TikTok that you think are real, but are really just people given like scripts and scenarios to perform, put online for these companies. So basically, everything you're seeing, it
AKA
could be
the
a
N-word
lie.
lady.
I auditioned for one a while back. It was an experiment, a social experiment. They said they were doing.
Social
they give you like a
experiment.
different name and like a backstory
Like
and all
Sophie
kinds of
Hendricks.
like topics and like dilemmas that you were gonna post
Dilemma.
about.
You
And there
ran
were
into
gonna
a
be like
kid.
multiple people in this situation, so they're hiring other actors who are going to interact with this
Interact with
character.
this
It was going to be
character.
basically like a whole universe,
In-world
but it was
universe.
all fake. It was all interconnected and fake. It's like you could not tell anyone in your life that that was you. You had to like deny it. If people are like, aren't you like, but no, you gotta deny it. So if there's like
Imagine the
something on
text.
TikTok or someone that you see, they're like, this cannot be real. It really could be fake.
Yeah, guys, that's what I'm saying. Is things aren't real. Like the majority of things right now aren't real. Of course, this podcast is real because I am sitting on the floor of my messy bedroom, so you know it's real. That's how you know it's real, right? Once I start reading ads for dude wipes, that's when you know shit just got unreal. Cut to me actually reading an ad for dude wipes. All right, one more video. This is a song. This is a song that they're that they made in, looks like the some country in Africa, where this is an Aboriginal song, and it's sort of, I guess they might be dealing with an issue where they're huffing petrol, which is gasoline. So they made a song as sort of a propaganda, but also kind of like a PSA. You know how we had the frying egg on the plate and it said, "This is your brain on drugs." They made a cool song about not, so that their population stopped sniffing gasoline. So I'll play it. You know what? Fuck it. This is going to be the outro of this song. You don't sniff petrol from the can. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please share with a friend. If you didn't like it, tell me why below, or email me at theafromattshow@gmail.com. That's AfroMattt with 3 T's. Find me AfroMattt with 3 T's pretty much everywhere. Twitter, TikTok, wherever. Talk to me. I message back. Goodbye. And remember, guys, stop sniffing petrol from a can, please.
You don't sniff petrol from a can. You put the petrol in the car it goes. Don't be rama, sniffing up your nose. Don't be rama, 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 don't be rama.
Stop sniffing.
Love your friends and protect your family. They are with you when you are lonely. Don't bandera, don't bandera. When you stop, your brains will be clear. Come on, come on, come on.